I'm Grand Rising family. Let me see if they're gonna let me tap in. Let me see how many viewers we can get. If I can get enough, we'll go ahead and do this live, man. It seems like this Sunday morning, everything's a bit slow. My live was slow. The post was slow. So we're gonna see what's going on. Peace, family. See, we got one viewer already, so we're gonna see what's going on. Peace, peace. I'm gonna see if I can get enough people to tap in. I think it's because I might be too early here on Sunday morning, man. I ain't really got. I tried to share the post and let people know we're gonna go live. Peace, family. Please, Miss Blue, what's going on, Law? I'm finna tap in. Okay, so we do got viewers. Everybody stay tapped in. I'm just trying to let people come on in. I got a powerful message for y'all. I'm finna give y'all a beautiful download. Y'all ain't heard it like this, I promise. The Melanin diet. You are a carbohydrate. You are a water-based being. Thank you. Yeah, happy Fathers, happy Kings Day to all the fathers out there, man. Y'all enjoy y'all family. Y'all enjoy bonding time. Y'all bond mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Hug them tight. Tell them you love them. It's very important. Nourish yourselves completely. Have you a smoothie this morning. Have you a fruit this morning. Have you some carbohydrates this morning. Have you some melanin. The melanin diet, we're going to talk about it. All right, so we got 13. I'm gonna try to wait till we get about 20 people. We at 15. Y'all let people know we're in the house. Melanin diet. You are a carbohydrate. You are a water-based being. We've been disconnected from the circle of life. We've been disconnected from upgrading the real technology, the most advanced technology, the melanin body, the human body. This is the most advanced system. We started upgrading phones, cars. We upgrading everything else. The only thing you've been here to upgrade is this body. That's what you was given. It's been growing since you've been here. That's the only thing you've been here nurturing truly since you've been here. Your body has been growing since you've been here. You're here to grow this body. You're here to transform it. You are a water-based being. You are a carbohydrate. We almost said 20, then we're going to tap in. Grand Rising Maria, Grand Rising Sharon, everybody tap in. I'm gonna start doing chanting sessions at night too with people, whoever want to do meditation sessions. I might start doing one live like at night, 3 days a week or something like that. For those who want to donate towards that, we can do live chanting session where I just tap in and chant. Everybody can breathe and meditate and just, harmonize, tap into the circle of life. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. And so what it is that we gotta understand that we live in a world to where 90% of humanity has been domesticated. And that's what I feel since being back from my 3-year journey and just living in the tropics. And it's still home for me, but I've been back about 6 months, and I noticed, what makes us, once you start talking about health and nature and, getting out of religion, is that you become a wild human. You become a natural being. You become a free mind and a domesticated system. And a domesticated mind and an oppressed system that keeps us mentally, emotionally, and physically detached from the circle of life. Detached from earth, air, water, and sun, and our natural arrangement, our natural diet, our natural place in nature, and what we're here to actually do. Like in the movie The Matrix, like they said, they're trying to turn you, and they have turned us into melanated batteries to power their system, which abuses nature and takes resources from other countries just to advance more technology outside of the human body and keep us oppressed and keep our DNA locked up. And while they test on us and advance their computers and advance their planes and advance their phones, their cars, and their ways to travel through space, instead of trying to travel through the body and unlock the codes and unlock the DNA within our being. And so you got to understand that you are a water-based being, meaning that you're 80% water, but not only 80% water. You got to realize that every element in your body is a liquid. And if your body cannot turn your food into a liquid, your body cannot use it. So let me break it down to you. You got to realize that you're oxygen, hydrogen, this is water, plus carbon. That's a carbohydrate. Remember that when we say melanin, we're attaching it to 666 carbon. And so since you are a carbon-based being attached and bound to water, meaning that your DNA, you are molecular complete, so that oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen are bound to each other. And every other element that is bound in your body is bound to this DNA and bound to this molecular formula. So meaning that iron in your body is liquid, blood. Copper in your body is liquid. The lymph fluid is liquid. Everything, every organ in your body, every element is liquefied. So you are the fluorine of all the elements. You are not the hard iron rock. You are not the hard copper. You're not the hard zinc. You're not the hard carbon. You are the light form of this. You are the liquefied form of this. And so you, as a carbohydrate being, as melanin, that means that you're hydrates of melanin. You are liquefied melanin. So your diet, when you're eating fruit, anything that nature made for the human being, for you to digest, will be a simple carbohydrate. So let me prove this to you. Breast milk. What is the most abundant nutrient you're going to get in breast milk? You get 17 grams of simple carbohydrates. There are only 3 foods that the human being can eat that you will get a form of simple carbohydrates, which means simple hydrates of melanin, to advance the melanated body, to grow the melanated system, to grow the melanated mind, to grow the melanated heart. You see? To grow the melanated soul. And so it's only 3 foods you get: breast milk, fruit, and nectar, being honey, agave, date syrup. All these nectars, all these are forms of simple carbohydrates. Everything else is complex to the human being. And so what you got to understand, that when nature designs an organism, it's designed every organism to exchange with life, to exchange with the elements, to exchange with the carbon, the carbohydrates of life. Everything that exists is a carbon-based being. No matter if it's white, opaque, orange, no matter what animal it is, no matter what color they come in, they are based on oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. And this is the DNA for all of life. And so no matter what an organism eats, it's whatever nature designed for that organism, it is a simple carbohydrate to that organism. Meaning that grass is a simple carbohydrate to a cow. Nuts is a simple carbohydrate to a squirrel. If you are a predator, then you have to eat living meat. That is a carbohydrate. Dead meat has 0 carbs. You see, obviously, the dead vibrates lower than a living being, than a living mind, than a living soul, than living emotions. So when you consume dead things, you lower the vibration of you lower the vitality of the body. You lower the aura. You are here to raise the vibration. You are here to raise the aura. So you must eat things that have the living exchange of melanin, the living carbohydrates. And everything you can eat, your body will try to break down into a simple carbohydrate. Protein is a complex carbohydrate. If you look up the molecular structure of protein, you're going to see CHO. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. If you look up the molecular structure of fat, you're going to find carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Somebody challenge me. Look it up right now. Look up the molecular structure of fat. Look up the molecular structure of protein. Look up the molecular structure of anything that you can take in, and you're going to find that it has to be bound to carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And so you have to have a mind when you're going into these stores, and to these Babylon administrative stores that are lying to you when they tell you that dry food, that dead food has carbohydrate. How can it have a carbohydrate if it does not have water, oxygen, and hydrogen? You see? So they're telling you that chips have carbohydrate. These are dead carbs, meaning that it is no longer bound to oxygen and oxygen and hydrogen. You can't take in these elements by itself. Your stomach, your body only wants to take in things that have been liquefied. This is what the teeth are for. You chew, and this is why babies can only take in liquid food. When you chew food, you're trying your best to turn it into a liquid before it gets to the stomach. And then the stomach acid tries its best to turn it more into a liquid for you. Okay? And whatever you cannot turn into a liquid, you will see come out into the toilet, and you call this fecal matter. You call this your bowel movement. And every day you have a bowel movement. You're never keeping anything solid. Your body only wants hydrates of melanin, meaning that every element you take in, it don't matter if it's iron, if it's carbon, if it's zinc, no matter what you take in, it must be bound to that carbon because you are a carbon-based being. It must be bound to water because you are a water-based being. You see, you can breathe in oxygen and take in oxygen by itself. You can drink water and drink water by itself. But when you take food, it must be bound to oxygen and water. And everything that nature makes is bound to carbon. And so when everything in nature is on a raw food, a raw energy, a raw consciousness, a raw carbohydrate diet, it's in alignment with the circle of life. It's in alignment with exchanging carbon. It's in alignment with exchanging the oxygen. It's in alignment with exchanging the hydrogen and living out in its natural environment. It's in alignment with exchanging with the sun and the elements. So we have been detached from that circle of arrangement to where we trust others with our food, with our transformation of our mind, bodies, and soul, which is the whole reason you're here. You're here for the body you in. And since you've been here, as soon as the baby get here, I got a baby on the way. As soon as you get here, all everybody cares about is how that baby will grow and nourishing that baby and making sure the baby is healthy. That's the first thing. That's the first purpose. If the baby isn't healthy, it's a problem. Everybody wants to get involved. Your first purpose is to be a healthy expression of life, transforming and exchanging with the elements of life, growing the mind, mood, the behaviors, the action of this expression. You got to realize you are eternity that has expressed itself through a human body. You don't have a choice. You got to be God. Because God is omnipresent, omnipotent. It got to be every power. That includes your power. It got to be every mind. That includes your mind. Omnipotent, omniscient. That means whatever you know, it got to know. Omnipotent, all-powerful, whatever power you have, it got to have. Omnipresent, wherever you are, it got to be. Omnibenevolent, wherever you love, it got to love. You got to express as creation and you don't have a choice. And so you are eternity expressing itself in human form like a tree is eternity expressing itself in tree form. And a squirrel is eternity expressing itself in a squirrel form. As the squirrel nation, the pig nation, the cow nation, the lion nation, the gorilla nation, the insect nation. These are eternity expressing itself here to transform and grow. You got to remember that eternity side, like, you know what? I'm getting tired of sitting in empty space forever. Why don't I grow without beginning and without end? And this is what happened. Imagine you eternity. You all knowing, all mind, sitting in empty space, ain't shit else to do. You know what? How about I grow for eternity without beginning and without end? So I became every tree. I became every insect. I became every star. I became every planet. I became every human. I became every ancestor. I became all there is. And I grow without beginning and without end. Transforming and exchanging with myself. Exchanging with the sun. Exchanging with the earth. Exchanging with the water. Exchanging with my breath. And transforming and growing each organism that I'm in. And so we must provide fair room for our own transformation and for other nations to transform. But we live in a society that has turned us into batteries to where we're not making fair life for each other. And this is where hate comes from. Hate is not coming from the melanin in the fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. Hate is not coming from the sun. Hate isn't coming from the rivers and the water. Hate is coming from the human expression of life, not giving a damn about the circle of creation, not giving a damn about the exchange and the harmony with life. This is where hate, stress, anger is coming from because you're angry with life. You hate yourself. You hate the animals. You hate the planet. You hate that you're here. You hate that you're human. You hate that you're a man. You hate that you're a woman. You hate that you're a child. You hate that you're an uncle. You hate that you're a father. You hate that you're a mother. This is where it comes from. Because you're not giving a damn about other nations here trying to transform and their mothers and their families and their children. What about the pigs' families and mothers and families and children? What about the cows' families and mothers and children? You have turned life into a conveyor belt. You go around rocking death. We rock death and we have turned life into a conveyor belt. And we live in a dead mindset. You got to understand that everything is mine. Everything is a thought of yours. We have thought this realm into existence. Eternity has expressed itself through a mind and we're creating this reality. So when you eat the dead, you go around and you think dead things. You go around wearing dead clothes when we can make clothes from plants, living things. But we're gonna rock dead animals, and then we're gonna take away from their ability to transform their nations in this realm. Looking at the same eye, the eye is made out of the same material. Every pupil is black. The eyes of creation, seeing itself, seeing the chaos in the human, seeing the hate, seeing the anger, and it's expressing through me trying to show you love. This body is a vessel for eternity to express itself. You're talking to the living soul of creation expressing itself as a moon. This is space, time, and matter expressing as a moon. This is sun, earth, air, and water expressing as a moon. This is eternity expressing through the living word, the living voice. We've had enough of the written ones. We had enough of living in the past. It's not working. We've been worshiping the past the last thousands and thousands of years. We're still sick. We're still lost. We're still disconnected from the circle of life because it takes for us connecting to it. It takes from you to change your mind, changing your mind. When people say you can change your thoughts, they make you think you can just close your eyes, change your thought, and your world is going to change. No, your world is a thought. Your body is a thought. Where you go is a thought. Your friends are a thought. What you eat is a thought. So when you change your thoughts, you can't just think away cancer. When people say they think away cancer, what they mean is they change their lifestyle. Meaning that they say, hey, I want to heal myself. I want to be a better being. So I'm going to change the foods I eat. I'm going to change the people that's not going to compliment me healing myself. I'm going to change the places that don't compliment that. That is changing your thoughts because everywhere you go is a reflection of your mind. Everything you eat is a reflection of your mind. Who you decide to serve and what you decide to serve is a reflection of your mind. And so what has happened to me is that I have bloomed from the system and now I'm back and I'm a butterfly who has bloomed out. I cannot go back into a cocoon into this. So I don't have a bank account. I don't have a business plan. I don't want to be, I came to exchange Akasha. I came to exchange the word. I came to exchange mind, body, and soul with you. I came to transform this mind, this body, this DNA, and awaken the new expression of human existence to connect us back to the circle of life. So that has to be supported. Just like we support McDonald's and Burger King and Gucci and Macy's. Just think about it. What do we need in the world? Do we need more melanin beings connecting and unifying with the circle of life and being healthy expressions of life for each other, for our kids, for our families, for the next generation on? Do we need that, or do we need another Macy's, another McDonald's, another restaurant, another corporation, another sport, another musician? We don't need no more of that. That's why I won't submit to that. That's why I don't want to be another business. I don't want to sell anything to you. I want to exchange information, and that should be supported by those who have the abundance to do so. And that's what I'm here for. So that's made it hard on me and hard on how I live. Because I've become a wild, free human. I've become a free mind. I've become a natural being. I've submitted my soul, my body, my mind to the eternal flow of natural life, to the circle exchange of the Akasha, to exchange it with the realm of earth and transforming my DNA for self, other, and all life around, for transforming my mind and awakening the true technology. We're not here to keep everything is a reflection of who you are. We have given up our own transformation for upgrading the Babylonian world, meaning the material world, meaning that we keep upgrading entertainment. We want another TV show. We want another sport. We want another video game. We want another phone. You see, we upgraded the new iPhone, the new PlayStation, the new iPhone, the new iMac, the new iPad. The new shoes that came out, the new movie. We're forgetting about upgrading the new mind, the new soul that wants to express, the new body. This is what you're here for. You are the true technology, and everything else knows that. Everything else on the planet is only trying to upgrade their own nation, their own technology, their own mind, moves, behaviors, and action, their own body, mind, and soul, so that it can express and grow without beginning and without end. We have We have forgotten that we transform, but just look at the butterfly. The butterfly is the reason why it symbolizes transformation is because right before your eyes, it goes into a caterpillar, it cocoons and turns into something else, trying to remind you. It's an eternal reminder that you are here to transform without beginning and without end, and it doesn't happen overnight. Just like you don't gain 100 pounds overnight, just like you didn't learn to ride a bike overnight. Or to play any of the sports, or to know any of the things you know, whether you write a book or write a poem or make music or draw or make art, whatever you do, it didn't happen overnight. So when it comes down to transforming this technology, this carbon-based being, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes a daily exchange with nature, a daily exchange with your natural environment, a daily exchange with carbohydrates. You are a carbohydrate being. And so you want to take in as many simple carbohydrates during the day as possible in its natural, organic state that eternity has expressed itself in. So meaning that we are very naive. We're not the only thing that eternity has expressed. Meaning that the fruit is eternity expressing itself. Anything you can eat from nature that nature made is eternity expressing itself, and it's already complete. It's already whole. It's already balanced in its male and female energies. It's already balanced in its elements. It's perfectly balanced for the beings that's designed to consume it. If you look at a lion, a cheetah, a jaguar, and a cat, they're all different sizes, but they all eat meat. It's not about what you eat. It's what about you eat, but it's not about whether you eat meat or plants. Whatever you're designed to eat, it's going to be specifically designed for your software to digest in a raw, natural state, and it will be a carbohydrate that your body can absorb and assimilate. Meaning that when a lion is eating meat and drinking blood, it is taking the carbohydrates out of that animal. When it's eating the organs, when it's eating an open carcass that was just living, this being is a carbohydrate. When you take out all the blood, all the oxygen, cook dead food, you are not eating dead meat. You're not drinking the living blood, the living organs. Animals, you ever heard the term play possum? Why do animals play possum? They play dead because they know animals don't want dead food. That's the job of a parasite. That's the job of a decomposer. That's the job of a vulture. That's the job of a scavenger. So instead of being highly divine, evolved beings who eat from the fruit growing from high up, who eat carbohydrates, we are now eating the dead. Play possum. Play dead. You play dead to keep from getting ate because only vultures and maggots and worms and beetles and ants and flies and parasites want dead food. Play possum. Next time people actually play possum, you play dead because it vibrates. Obviously, dead animal parts, dead blood, a dead mind is no good for a living mind. Remember that we can all agree that dead animal parts has to be a dead mind, a dead soul, dead emotions, a dead which was once living being. So obviously a dead mind, dead energy, dead animal parts are vibrating, resonating lower than that of the living, high vibrational human body. So when we live this way as a people, we are consciously creating a lifestyle of chaos, disconnected from the circle of life, because we live a lifestyle of death, where we worship the dead, we worship the past, we wear the dead, willing to die for everything, not willing to live for anything. It's not about how long you live, family. It's what you bring while you here. It doesn't matter if you come here and you live for 100 years, disconnecting our people, oppressing our minds, oppressing the emotions of others, bringing diseases to our bodies, bringing the diseases to creation, not giving a damn about unifying life and exchanging with nature and growing creation. It doesn't matter how long you live. But when you come here and you bring light, you bring love, you bring peace, you bring harmony, you bring growth, you bring nourishment. My daughter was only here for 1 year and she transformed my world. It's not about how long you live. The 1 year my daughter came made me who I am today. And she transformed back into life. She came as the living word, expressed it through me, and couldn't even speak English. she was able to express it as her soul, as her mind, as creation, and as my soul wanted me to take care of life. This is why we're here. You're here to be human. And so we're in a society, we're in a place that will not allow you to be human. That means you have to get out. This system is a spider web, and you can't catch the spider. So the best thing to do is to get out, or we're going to keep getting bit. Just think, if we're in the U.S., how long do you think it's going to be before we have black-owned schools, black-owned police departments, black-owned courthouses, black-owned medical centers and hospitals and birth centers? How long? Is it going to happen anytime soon? Are we going to have to fight for it? Are people going to have to die for it? Isn't it best just to leave? When you don't belong here in the first place, when just being here is raping resources from the continent and from nature, just being here is cancer. Nature is trying to break it apart. Nature's trying to warn you. We must slowly take the minds and slowly make plans to get to our natural home. You are the most advanced primate on the planet, but you're still a primate. You're still a tropical being, meaning that you must, in order for you to thrive, you need to be in an environment that has running clean rivers and waters and oceans. You need to be in an environment that has coconut trees, coconut waters, mangoes, avocados, pineapples, grapes. You are a carbohydrate being. You absorb the sun and transform it into the living word, until you absorb the sun and transform it into a living mind, into living energy, into living emotions. So you need the strongest, you need 12 hours of sunlight. And you need the strongest sunlight possible. The equator, the world is you. You are the earth. So the earth, the equator is the center of your being, because you are the earth. And you belong at the center of yourself. You belong at your still point. So the cleanest air is in the tropics. The best soil is in the tropics. The most abundant fruits and herbs that will transform the mind, emotions, and body, and the DNA of the melanated being is in the tropics. This is home for you. We are like camels that want to live in Alaska, and like polar bears that want to live in the desert. You're going to slowly meet your end every time. And that's what's happening. We are out of harmony with the circle of life. You got to remember that your first purpose is to be human. And to be human, you must understand your place in nature. If you remove everything that life didn't make, you can call it Allah. You can call it God. You can call it Yahweh. You can call it whatever you want to call it. If you remove everything that man himself did not make, it's only you and nature. So your first purpose is to be human and understand your exchange with the circle of life, and understand your exchange with the light, the sun. Understand understand your exchange with the living word, the breath of life. Understand your exchange with the earth. Understand your exchange with water. And live to transform and grow and evolve and transform your species, your nations, and make room for other nations to transform. Even the animals who eat meat and who we think are being carried, well, they eat meat, they provide, are they putting other nations on a conveyor belt? They're not. Every animal has a fair chance to try to run, escape, go home, protect their families. How many humans watching go across any animal and wanted to break its neck and eat the open carcass? So it's not even a natural thought for you. It's not a natural behavior for you. So we've been divided from our natural mind, our natural behaviors, our natural emotions, and we're taking on the emotions and the fears and the pains and the stresses and the abuse of other nations when we consume that energy. Remember that food is energy. I posted a video the other day. Let me break it down to you. When you eat a fruit, when you eat a vegetable, because you are a high vibrational being, and you got to remember that all plants don't have a central nervous system. The central nervous system is what allows you to express pain, these emotions, sadness, hurt, fear, these things. Plants don't feel that. Okay? So, when you eat a plant, you don't take on their emotions. So when you eat a mango, when you eat grapes, when you eat romaine lettuce, when you eat a walnut, you are able to transform that, and it becomes a higher vibrational mind in you. A man in you or a woman in you, depending on who you are. But when you take in the dead carcass of a once living animal that had a mind, emotions, a physical body, blood, sexual organs, a heart, then you take on the emotions, the mind, the DNA of that animal, and it does not become a man in you. It becomes a cow in you. A cow becomes a cow in you. A fish becomes a fish in you. A chicken becomes a chicken in you. You see? And so you adopt that fear, that stress, that anger, that disconnection, and that unintelligent self-obedient to Babylon, just like those animals were, just like they were caged in. We're free-range human. We're given where we can and can't go based on this system, based on passports, based on license, based on where they say you can go on the realm you was created to be free and travel where you wanted to go. Just think about this. How intelligent are we as a species? We are the most intelligent, stupidest species there is. Nature grows everything free for all of life. What idiot would cut down all the trees, make money for our own species to pay for the fucking free research, free resources? That's the most stupidest shit ever. We starving, disease, homeless, and we cut down free trees to make free money, to make ourselves struggle and starve in a world where nature grows everything free for everybody. And we supposed to willingly, and then we brag about it. We brag about how much of it we have. And then we brag about grinding to get it, like you supposed to work hard to go get it. You supposed to work hard to go get these cut down paper money trees that we need to breathe. We really need more trees to have more fruits on them, but we'd rather make trees for money. So we cut down trees to make money and then say that we in debt. Who we owe it? We print money. Who you owe it to? How is every country in debt? This is a fool's game. How is every country in debt? And we cut down trees to make money, to buy free resources. Everything that comes from the planet grew before money, grew before we made money. But we're going to cut down trees, make money, and say that this is the reason you're here and this is how you're supposed to raise your family. This is an illusion. This is the artificial world. We've been sold a game. This is the game. We've been sold the matrix. We've been sold to be a battery for this artificial paper money to buy free resources that grow for all organisms on the planet. And we so stupid that we will go buy another animal and then feed that animal. The animal ain't finna go to work. It ain't finna make you no money. You see what I'm saying? So we'll buy the animal, feed the animal the free resources, feed and house the animal, and then we starve. We got to love ourselves completely, Pamela. We got to transform. And so those who are interested in, I'm gonna go over a couple of things I'm doing right now. I've been here longer than I wanted to be, but I know that happens when I come here. And so I'm planning on going back to Honduras in the beginning of July. I got a couple of brothers I'm building with. I'm trying to get a gym built out there. So those who want to support, like I say, in order for me to succeed, I'm working off donation. That's all I'm going to work off of. Because people donate the Red Cross. People donate the Blue Shield. People are giving money to Gucci and Michael Jordan and McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's. Wendy's is rich. Burger King is rich. These people killing us. They paying our people to kill each other. And we can't, just think about it. The real revolution would be to stop all our people from working at places like that. But we can't do that, can we? Just think about how much money is being made off of raping nature, raping the environment that you need to transform. And we support that. So for everything I'm doing and what I stand for, it should be supported without a problem. When people are going to McDonald's every day, when people are going to Burger King's every day, when people are going to Wendy's every day, when people are going to Checkers every day, when people are going and supporting death, disease, and destruction and a dead mindset of our people and destroying our DNA every single day for nothing. We don't need no more new shoes. It's enough shoes. It's enough clothes. It's enough restaurants. It's enough. We got too much food available. Too much food. We got more food than any species available at all times of the day. We don't need nothing else but more humans trying to be a healthier expression of life and returning to the connection of the circle of life, returning to transforming with nature, to exchanging their DNA, to giving back their urine, giving back their soil, from eating from the trees and planting gardens and eating in harmony with life. And transforming our bodies in harmony with life before in harmony with an artificial world. That's what we need more than anything. Everything. It's enough lawyers, it's enough police officers, it's enough court system, it's enough judges, it's enough musicians, it's enough artists, it's enough poets, it's enough writers, it's enough religions, it's enough languages, it's enough of everything else except human beings willing to evolve, transform their DNA, and activate the new expression of life. You here to grow without beginning and without end. And it requires you to live in harmony with your environment, not destroy it. Everything over here in this world is taken from nature, raping from nature, and raping from ourselves to progress this system and keep us going backwards. Every single thing over here, period. And we know it. If you just look outside, I'm looking at my concrete right now. Grass is trying to break through it. Nature want to break this shit apart. And if you just leave it alone, she would. If you just get out the way, she'll take care of it. So we must unite where nature said unite. You must unite just like your body must stay assembled, like where your heart has to be where nature said be, and your lungs got to be, and your stomach. Everything has to be where nature said be for it to function properly. So just like on the outside of yourself, us as human beings, as tropical beings, we must be where nature said be for us to get the best benefit as melanated beings. We must be surrounded by our carbohydrate food like a cow is surrounded by grass. So we need to be surrounded by fruit trees and a tropical environment and beaches and rivers and beautiful birds and beautiful insects and beautiful lizards. All these things are your own mind activating you. When you go outside and you see a mountain and you see parrots and you see trees and you see these beautiful fruits, it's all of harmony that you're where you're supposed. This is why you feel so good when you're out there, because you feel yourself. You feel like you're at a place of comfort. You feel like you're at a place of transformation and a place of peace. You feel like you're in a place where you can grow and evolve and be happy and truly love yourself. This is what you were designed to do. And this is what I'm trying to restore. This is why I got a donation page up, and I share it. I'm going to share it today, but it's just like I say, it's so hard to get supported when you do stuff like this, because everybody else wants you to go and work and slave like we've been trained to do. Like if everybody has their place. If that's where you at in your level and you see what I'm doing is right and you're not ready yet, then support it. I'm already there. I can't go back into a cocoon and turn back into a caterpillar. Can't do it. I can show the way. And so what I do offer is, I always offer for everybody. I appreciate everybody that's been doing my Parasite cleanse. It's been really, really effective. I got a Parasite cleanse and a nutritional guide. It's a one week Parasite cleanse and fruit fast. And it's a nutritional guide that goes along with it as a follow-up. And for anybody who wants that or who wants to donate, for everybody who does donate, I send it automatically. And for anybody who wants that, all you do is send whatever energy exchange of appreciation that you can send from your heart, and that's enough. People send different amount, all the way from $5 to $100, and I still send it. Some people be like, you know what, I don't have any. I still send it. So it's all love. It's all love on my part. I'm only interested in the people who want to support the light, who want to support the restoration of a healthy mind, mood, behavior, thoughts, emotions, and action, a healthy body, mind, and soul of the human expression of life, and restoring nature, restoring the planet by being the example. You don't have to go around the whole world cleaning up trash around the whole world. You just go live in harmony in nature, and you clean up your area, and you leave up, and you live your life, and you live in harmony, and you attract those around you who gonna do the same thing. And that right there is like, everybody is eternally expressing itself. And like when you drop a rock into water, you will ripple out that mind. You're going to ripple out your own mind. You're going to ripple out your own emotions. You're going to ripple out your own body. Whatever expression, whatever energy, whatever vibration you come to express, that is going to ripple throughout your life. And you come to create or you come to destroy. You come to bring growth or you come to bring decay. You come to bring health or you come to bring disease. You come to bring harmony or you come to bring chaos to our minds, moods, and behavior. And every being represents that. This is what gives you human divinity. This is what gives you the most intelligence in nature, is that you have the ability to bring the most growth or the most decay, the most harmony or the most chaos, the most health or the most disease to all the other nations, to all the other animals, and to all the other plants. No other animal or plant or species can go and oppress life like we can. But no other species can love them like we can either. You see? This is what makes you the highest expression of God, because you on this planet can bring the most harmony or the most chaos to self, other, and all life around. You can bring the most growth or the most decay to self, other, and all life around. And we, as human consciousness, are rippling that mind, thought, that mood, that behavior, that emotion, that body. We're rippling that to all the other animals, to all the other plants, to all the other life in creation. And life sees you. Who sent that cancer? Who sent that diabetes? Who sent those parasites? It's just eternity expressing itself. It's not going to let you take it down. It's only one being. The eternal being is expressing its all life, and it's not going to keep itself sick for long. It's not going to let itself die. It's eternal. It's immortal. So if you're bringing decay and you're bringing disease and you're not caring about the circle of life and you're not caring about the circle of creation, it's okay, because you will be dismantled all the way to the grave, and life will transform and make a flower and make something that will obey. Nothing will be wasted. So right now you've been given the opportunity to transform the most advanced body on the planet. Take advantage of it. This is the peak expression of the soul. Your soul came in as a baby, and this soul has been growing as this baby since you've been here. This is the peak expression of its soul, and it's been growing and evolving and expressing mentally, emotionally, and physically through this body since you've been here. And all it wants to do is grow in love, grow in life, grow in vitality, raise the vibration of the planet, and raise the vibration of self, others, and all life around during its term, during its cycle of existence, until it comes to cycle the breath, until it comes to cycle the earth, until it comes to cycle the sun, until it comes to cycle the waters again. You're talking to the mind of creation. You can't find me in a book. People want to ask me all the time, where do you get your studies? Where do you get your knowledge? I'm submitted to forces that everyone is still trying to understand. I wake up and meditate. I go to sleep and meditate. I wake up eating nothing but the purest high vibrational fruits I can. I wake up dry fasting. I go every day 16 to 18 hours not eating no food or no water. You are a carbohydrate. You must hydrate yourself. You must hydrate the mind. You must hydrate the body. You must hydrate the soul. And let it express itself. You just in the way. All I did was get out of nature's way. I got out the eternal's way. And I'm letting the body, even when I meditate, I try to say body take over. Organs, heart, do what needs to be done. Mind take over. This is how you meditate. Let the body, you in the way. Your own thoughts, what you've been programmed to think is right, what you've been programmed to think you should do, is in the way. Just get out the way. That's what I meditate on, getting the fuck out of the way. Life, I go into meditation, life take over. I watch the breath, take over the body. I try to feel life. I try to feel and understand the body. I try to feel and understand the organs and let them express themselves fully. Each organ is a living being within you. The heart is a living being which carries its own functions and its own instructions. The kidney is a living being which carries its own mind, its own mood, its own behaviors. The sexual organs, you will see, it just might, if you're a male or female, sometimes you might just get moist, and a man, sometimes you might just get hard, like, damn, what you doing down there? Like, what the fuck going on? Like, Your body, everything in you is a living being of its own. You just in the fucking way. Get out your own way. For those who care, I'm trying to have a natural birth in Florida because we don't want. She's not ready. She's not comfortable having it in the tropics yet. It costs $375 to have the whole thing in advance. They need 200 down by the end of the week because she's due in September. Anybody who wants to support that or can support that in full, I would greatly appreciate it. I send it right over to her ASAP. And y'all can send it PayPal. Like I said, it's 200 down and it's $375 paid in full for a natural birth. I'll be able to catch my daughter coming out the womb. The water is going to take away 80% of pain. They're going to leave the placenta on. It's going to drain out all the blood. It's going to be really beautiful. I really want to get it done. I don't work. I bloom for working as a battery for this system. I don't want to charge my people for anything. I want people to donate and exchange energy with me. I don't want to charge these cut down trees for free resources for my mind, my mood, my behavior, my thoughts, my emotions, my actions, for my words, for my expression that I came to express with you. But unfortunately, they have put this barrier in between me and traveling and food and getting what I need to get, so it has to be exchanged with those who are able and who care to exchange with me. And it's greatly appreciated. And I attend to the messages after everything else. I'm not sure how much battery I got. Give me 1 second. Let me check my battery. A little bit of battery. Okay, cool. And so it's very important, like I said, I'm going to go back and tap into it. It's very important that we understand how our melanin is being attacked. So anything that is not a carbohydrate is an attack to you. So meaning that when you take on complex carbohydrates, your body must break this down into a simple carbohydrate. So what you want to do is you want to try to take in as many simple carbohydrates during the day as early as possible and go as long as you can just doing that. So if you can't go all the way fruits or all the way raw, eat as much fruit as you can during the morning and as long as you can during the day so you can get as many simple carbohydrates that you can, simple hydrates of melanin to help you energize, revitalize, transform, and detox your DNA. And then you can take on your cooked foods, and you should cook it so you know what you're doing. You know the alchemy that's being performed on the food. You got to understand a stove is a laboratory. So you don't want to trust anything that's being pre-processed or pre-packaged by these laboratories. It's a process. It's a delicate process. You got to realize you playing with the melanin. You playing with your transformation in the kitchen in there. You playing with the mind emotion of eternity. Every food, every nut, every seed, every vegetable, every fruit, you playing with eternity. Everything living is the infinite, is the all, is the eternal expressing itself. You playing with life. So you better be delicate. And you better know what you're doing. So when you go in there, you make sure you use as less ingredients as possible and you cook as lightly as possible. Because you're only trying to break down something complex into something simple. That's why you cook food. This is why you cook beans. They're too complex for you to eat them raw, and you're not supposed to eat them raw. But since we're outside of our natural environment and we have become accustomed to eating this way, and we're still very much attached to it, then when you do cook it, all you're doing, anything you have to cook, the only reason you have to cook it is to turn something complex down into something more simple that you can absorb. But everything that nature makes is based on carbon, based on hydrates of carbon. And so nature, plants are the only thing that can go into the ground and turn rocks, can turn carbon into liquid form. And so anything that you eating from plant life, you get in carbohydrates that are either simple or complex, no matter what you eat. Period. And so when you eat something dead, like dead flesh, it has it's no good for the body. It's not electrical. It must, in order for it to be electrical, it must be a living carbohydrate. This is what, so when people ask why the fruits and vegetables are alive and how come meat is dead, carbohydrates. Living carbohydrates, bioavailable, that your body can go into your body, that can go into your body and assimilate. Remember that everything that goes into your body is going to break down into a simple carbohydrate. And if it cannot break it down into that, it goes into waste. And whatever other elements or minerals you need, it will be attached to that carbohydrate. So meaning that when you eat a mango, when it has a little bit of iron, copper, zinc, when it have all these, it's attached, it's obviously bound to the carbohydrate. Because this is the main structure, and this is the main molecular structure in any living being. Human breast milk has 17 grams of carbohydrates and 2 grams of protein. And even the protein is just a complex carbohydrate that would be broken down into more simple carbohydrates. We have to reteach ourselves, we have to reteach our mind, and we got to use what's available, and we got to get back in harmony with life. We got to get back in harmony with the circle of life, and that's what we've been disconnected from. That's the only problem with the world: a malnourished mind, a malnourished body, malnourished emotions, disconnected from the sun, earth, air, and water, disconnected from the natural arrangement of life that everything else that you see around you is connected to. That every insect, that every plant, that every butterfly, that the sun, that the moon, that astrology, everything else that we try to attach and say that we love, all these things are in harmony with life. Here we are, the most intelligent, advanced being on the planet, out here destroying it, disconnected, divided. In order for us to say that black lives matter, then black health must matter first. When black power matters, then black health has to matter first. Black lives, black power is powered through a healthy mind, a healthy body, healthy emotions connected to the circle of life. Or do you think that black power and black lives equal a black body disconnected from the circle of life, disconnected from the sun, disconnected from the earth, disconnected from the air, disconnected from the water, disconnected from all the other nations on the planet? Only one of the two, family. So what would intelligent beings do? What would an intelligent mind do? What would an intelligent emotion do? What would an intelligent soul do, knowing all I said is true? What actions would we start to take? We have enough as a people to do whatever we want. Because McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, they make billions every year. Every single year. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Macy's, all these stores that are not nourishing our transformation, that are not nourishing our mind, that are not nourishing our health, that are not nourishing us being into a healthy being. These people make billions every year. We have enough as a people to do whatever we want. We choose to keep being a battery for the system. We choose to keep being a battery to oppress our own being, to oppress ourselves, to oppress our people. We say that we want to unite, but every day we go to a system and help them organize. We help fund. Every day we wake up and we help fund a system that is using the money to oppress us and keep us mentally enslaved, emotionally enslaved, and feed us dead foods and dead products. When you go to the store, when you wake up, this is why it's so dangerous to be over here. When you wake up, if I have to wake up with my daughter and we go to the store, it's so much available. You're not even supposed to, there's no species have that much available in the morning. You can go to the store and it's candies, Snickers, ice creams, chips, 5 or 6 different animals sliced up. You see, you see what I'm saying? You was never supposed to have this much available. At all hours of the day, at all hours of the night. This is why we're sick. They have made it convenient for you to kill yourself. They have made it convenient for you to mentally oppress yourself. They have made it convenient for you to sell your soul. What it means to sell your soul is that your soul is automatically connected to life. Your soul is automatically here to exchange information with everything natural. So when you sell your soul, it means that you have taken this soul that is connected to the eternal exchange of sun, air, water, and earth, meaning that you inhale and exhale, you must give it back to nature. When you drink from nature, you got to give it back. You got to give back your urine. When you eat from nature, you got to give back your soil. So a soul that came to exchange with life, a soul that came as a human being to express as the highest optimal being on this planet, has now sold his soul to a battery system and now uses his energy. He takes things from nature. He takes his energy, his mind, his emotions, and he powers a system that is here to oppress other nations, other species, oppress the planet, oppress his own species, and not nourish itself. You have sold your soul, claiming you know God, walking around sick, diseased, claiming you're connected to life and you know your creator, eating other animals, eating other nations, eating dead bodies that obviously vibrate lower than they live in. You remember that your body is a mind. The skin is intelligent. The eyes are intelligent. The lungs are intelligent. The organs are intelligent. And animals know this because when they eat living animals, they try to go for certain, depending on the rank of the animal, they go for certain organs first because each organ is a living being. Each organ is a mind. Each organ is expressing cells, atoms, and tissues and nerves. So obviously when you're eating something that is dead, it is vibrating at a dead level. It's not vibrating at a living mind level. It's not vibrating at a living emotional level. It's not vibrating at a living experience anymore. So you're in love with a dead experience. You're in love with a dead mind. A dead body is a dead mind. A dead body is a dead, it's dead elements. So you're in love with dead energy. You're in love with a dead mind. And you will ripple this throughout your life. You're in love with the process of death. You're in love with the worship of dead religions and worshiping dead things. We're in love with wearing dead things. Leather belt, leather coat, leather shoes. We smell it like, see, this is what happens. I said this before in one of my videos. You eat the cow. You eat the dead cow. So you start to smell like the dead cow. You start to wear the dead cow. You start to look like the dead cow. You get overweight. See? You're going to ripple this throughout your life. You got to transform the way you have been taught to think. You have to take back over your mind because it has been sold out. Our families unconsciously, our ancestors unconsciously sold us out. We've been sold into a domesticated system. We are in a zoo and don't even realize it. In order for you to realize it, you got to return to your natural environment. This is when I'm here, I realize it. This is a domesticated, you don't feel comfortable naked. You can't go take a piss or shit outside and feel comfortable. You're domesticated. It's hard for you to be natural. It's hard for you to grasp the concept of natural. We don't like our natural hair. We got to wear makeup to feel beautiful. We got to add hair to feel beautiful. We don't want to work on our true expression. We don't want to work on ourselves from the inside out. We want to work on ourselves from the outside in. You have been domesticated and you have sold your soul. You have sold your mind to the mind of oppression. You work to keep them rich. You work to keep them in power. We have sold our bodies to the body of oppression. Your body is a battery to keep them going, to build their system. And they're not giving you any piece of it. They owe you so much. How much? They're not going to give it. They owe you billions. They owe you land. They owe you freedom. They owe you your own and they know it. And you not finna get it. So we have sold our body, we have sold our minds, we have sold our emotion to this system, and we wonder why we having a hard time finding love. Why we having a hard time loving our brothers and our sisters. So confused, homosexual. Don't know whether you want to be a man or woman. Like eternity made a mistake. Remember that every organ is expressing itself. Obviously the penis and the vagina was designed with certain functions. And no matter what you think, you can't change the function. You can't change the biology. You can't change the information and the structure of how it's supposed to be expressed. When people ask me about homosexuality, it's like, well, their excuse is love. You have to realize this. You can love all of life. I love animals, but I don't want to go have sex with them. You see? There is a design. It's okay to appreciate another man. It's okay to be attracted to another man. Oh, he has a nice persona. He has a nice physique. But to want to go live and mate with another man, that is not natural. That is just like wanting to eat meat. It's just for coming from the hormones, from drinking that cow milk, from drinking the hormones, the DNA, and eating. How many animals have you eaten your whole life? How much milk, how many hormones of different animals have you had in your whole life? It has messed you up a little bit. So we got to realize that just like your heart, each organ in your body is no different. Every organ has a specific function. So when you go to homosexuality, just look at the function of the organ. What is the function of the vagina and what is the function of the penis? When they come together, they produce life. The purpose is to produce life. If two penises and two vaginas can't produce life, you have your answer. Now, what you can do has always been your choice. A fish might love a bird, but they can never be. They might be intimately attracted. I might think the fish is so beautiful, but they can never be. So we got to respect the design. And so if you truly care for your people, you got to realize also that the situation that it's 14 women, it's 14 black women for every one black man. So in truth, if you are a man and decide to be gay, you're not only going against life, but you're bringing more chaos to the situation because it's already not enough men. And you're going to take another man that you can't produce life with just because you want to have a lower vibrational experience of sex and pleasure. It's okay to have friends. It's okay to have a friend and go out and we can hang and still have a female as your wife. You could be like, hey, bro, it's cool. Like, I like his vibe. He's really smart. You know, he's really muscular. You can be attracted and like the persona and the energy of another being. But it's genocide. So now here's the other thing, is that the only way for a female to be gay is if she's trying to act like a man. Because naturally, females are already both. Naturally, females are already supposed to run together. Naturally, females are polygamous and unite under one male, and this is throughout all nature for every herd type species. I'll be specific. For every herd type species in which there are 14 women for every one male, obviously there's only one correct way to make that work without causing calamity. You must be willing to share. If not, you're going to see unnatural polygamy called cheating. And that's what you experience in the world today. As long as there are more women than men and women are not willing to be open to sharing with their man, when in the first place, once you get pregnant, you can't get pregnant again by the same man during that 9-month period, but he can help your sister and give her more life in your journey. Remember that your whole purpose here is to exchange life and to bring another healthy mind, another healthy emotion, another healthy soul into creation. And so the only people that's supposed to even be experienced this type of talk is those who are in harmony with life, those who are healthy in the first place. So nobody diseased or sick or oppressed even has to worry about polygamy. Don't even talk about it. Because we don't need any more sick minds, sick emotions, people disconnected from life coming in the first place. But when we're talking about people that are actually connected to the circle of life, when we're talking about homosexuality, it's not natural. It's natural for the woman to want to groom and touch and mate, and you can see this all across nature. Because it's only so much they can do. You see what I'm saying? And 2 and 3 women with one male will still produce life. So naturally, women will groom each other, want to go out, look at each other's breasts, take care of each other's hair. They do this stuff anyway. It's only when a woman is trying to be a man. You're trying to be something that eternity did not express as. You gotta trust the expression, and right now you're in the way. No kids, no baby is born with knowing I'm gay and I'm homosexual. It's not born knowing the difference between sexuality. The body is automatically trying to express itself as how it wants to express. And so each organ, each tissue, each cell, each thing, everything in your body is life. The atoms, the cells, the tissues, they self-intelligence, self-organize, and express itself. It already is in place. So we got to get in alignment. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to detach us from life. They're making it legal for men to marry men, but polygamy is not legal. That should show you the alignment right there. It's genocide. It's trying to keep us divided, trying to keep us from each other, trying to keep the sisters separated, trying to make them feel like I gotta have this monotheistic mindset. Having this mindset of, I deserve this, and that is what love means. You got to love yourself first. And once you love yourself, you'll understand everything else. And you got to love yourself completely. And once you love yourself completely and understand the circle of life, you got to understand that your sisters are you. And so if the situation, no matter what, the situation is 14-1, to show you the dilemma, if we was on the earth, just to show you, for example, if we was on the earth to where it's one small state and it's 14 women and it's 2 men. And 2 women say, all right, we're not sharing our men. What do you want the other 12 women to do? Do you think they're just gonna sit there and watch, or you think they're gonna try to be better? You think they're gonna try to be sneaky, or you think they're gonna try to be violent? You know, you're gonna cause this disharmony because you're trying to take something that wasn't designed for you to take. Life doesn't belong to you. You are here to live in harmony with life, not take control of it. You just want to get in the flow and the exchange of it while you're here. People don't feel like it's fair to be a man. People don't feel like it's fair to be a woman because we don't understand why we're here. We're disconnected from the circle of life, so you're lost. So of course we don't understand. You got to understand why you're here first. You got to understand, because once you understand that your purpose is to exchange with life and that you're here to grow without beginning and without end, and that you are eternity expressing itself and you're here to grow life, it's easier to love your sisters and brothers and understand, like, hey, I'm not here to exactly be selfish with this whole thing. There's an alignment that is supposed to go on that I need to get in harmony with, and that I will express again as something else. So it's not easy when we're being oppressed like we are, and being divided like we are, and being confused like we are. We're in a no-win situation. We're in a no-win situation when we're every day they having commercials, musics, newspapers. They have the mindset going on every day that we fund, that we support to keep our own oppression, to keep us mentally confused. And this is why it causes this separation. When people start to wake up, they want to go to the tropics. They want to separate from family. They want to get away. They don't want to be around. They don't want to be distracted. The reason why is because they realize, and people like me realize, you got to realize that everything around you is for one thing: to keep you from transforming. To keep you from transforming your DNA, your body, and living in harmony with life. Everything around you is a distraction from that one thing. Every single thing. They got TVs, they got the phones, they got the laptops, they got all this just to upgrade the system instead of upgrading the true human system. They got everything to distract you and to cause you to be a living battery to upgrade their artificial system, their artificial world, and keep you from upgrading your natural world, your natural system, your natural technology. That's what everything is for. That's what every single thing that's being done is for. That's what the food is doing. That's what the TV is doing. That's what the entertainment is doing. That's what the sports are doing. That's what the police are doing. That's what the judges are doing. That's what the politics are doing. They're keeping you focused on the system. They're keeping you, it's like this. They're keeping you focusing on the web instead of the spider. You trapped. You so focused on the web, don't even see the spider. So we got to transform that, and it takes time. Just like it takes time to gain 100 pounds and it takes time to lose 100 pounds. It takes time for you to grow up into I'm 31 years old now. It takes time for me to grow up into this being and express the way I am. It's going to take time for us to transform our expression and see what we want to see from this. People think like, oh, you can't go, well, we're not all just going to go healthy and the world is going to change. If we go healthy month after month after month after month, just like any cell, atom, tissue, just like any being, the organism will evolve and change. And it will happen automatically. Automatically, we would start to have healthier decisions mentally. We will have healthier emotions to express. We're going to have healthier actions to express. And we're going to start building like the ants and like everything else in nature in harmony with life. It's going to automatically happen. But it takes for us to start making those daily transitions and that daily transformation and that daily discipline, that daily mindset. Self-discipline is cell-discipline. Self-mastery is cell mastery. Self-love is cell love. Self-knowledge, knowledge of self is knowledge of the cells that allow that self to express. So you must understand the atoms, cells, the DNA, the organs, the tissues that allow this being to communicate and express itself, and how they relate to the exchange of information, to the sex, to the sacred energy exchange of life. That's what sex is. I'm having sex with everybody watching right now. Sacred energy exchange. We're exchanging information. We're exchanging mind. I'm exchanging my mind. I'm exchanging my mood. I'm exchanging actions. I'm exchanging the healthy vibration of life through this stargate, what we call a phone. It's just a portal that allows me to express my mind through everybody watching from everywhere. Just think, I'm on the, just to prove you how powerful it is, how powerful I am and where I'm at. I'm on the air right now. I'm in the air. Right now, your phone is picking up a visible signal. And here I am on your phone. How did I get there? There's no wires in between everybody watching. There's no wires in between my phone and yours. Yet I'm popping up on your screen like I'm right there. I'm on the air. I'm everywhere. I'm in the vibration. And you can pick up my signal. Now imagine when I learned how to do this without the phone. You see, the phone is just a reflection of what we can do. See, we putting all our mind into upgrading the phone. If we would have transformed this phone and put it on the inside, we would have been doing it on the inside. We'd be able to send text messages with our mind. But we've decided to put all the energy into the external world. So all the phones and all the cars and all the planes and all the computers look great. They're doing amazing things. But the human body is getting disease, sick, more diseases, decay, diabetes, AIDS, high blood pressure, cancer, syphilis. You see what I'm saying? So we're downgrading the human body and upgrading the system. The system going to be left, human going to be gone. Nobody to run the system no more. We got to transform, family. So I bring love, I bring light. I like for everybody to join. I did not even know this live was going to go this good, man. I swear I'd be nervous before I talk. You wouldn't even know. I don't know why I'd be nervous before I talk. All right, so I'm going to go through some of the messages real quick and try to respond to some of the messages. I appreciate all y'all who tuned in. I appreciate the guys and goddesses who were able to absorb the energy and the light that I do spread. I'm just an expression of you. I'm just the expression of the eternal, just like you are. We are all equal in source. We're vibrating differently. You got to understand that. You got to understand when somebody can offer you a higher mind, higher actions, higher emotions, a higher thought, higher peace. And you got to understand that everybody is a reflection of you, looking at the same eye, looking at the same pupil of creation. You are the eyes through which creation expresses itself and sees itself. You are the eye, you are the mind, mood, and behavior. You are the thoughts, emotions, and action. You are the mind, body, and soul of the eternal expressing itself in your form. And you can bring light or dark. You can bring harmony or chaos. You can bring health or disease. You can bring growth or decay. But you're going to reap that energy. So love yourself completely. Eat from the garden, not the graveyard. Live to build your temple, not your tomb. Your first purpose is to be a healthy expression of life. Your first purpose is obviously to be a human. Like the sun, first purpose is to wake up and be the sun. The moon, first purpose is to wake up and be the moon. The grass, first purpose is to wake up and be the grass. The squirrel's first purpose is to wake up and be the squirrels. Your first purpose is to wake up and know how to be a human being. And if you cannot do that, you have failed self, other, and all life around. You have failed eternity. Eternity came to express as a human, and you don't want to be one. You failed. See? Eternity came to express and grow the human mind, the human body, the most advanced system. It came to express as the most optimal being, and it wants to grow and expand and transform this being without beginning and without end. And since you've been here, when you came in through that womb, you've been growing and transforming and exchanging with nature, whether you consciously or unconsciously realized it. So if you don't want to be human, you fail. That's what eternity wants to express as if you're watching. If you don't want to live in harmony with nature and be a human, you fail. I see why you serve the system. It's no point of me arguing with you. Anybody that needs my help, go ahead and inbox me. Like I say, man, all I require is just an energy exchange of appreciation. Right now, like I said, I'm trying to have a natural birth. It requires 200 down. I want to start gathering for that. When I get to the tropics, I'm trying to get a gym built so I can start inviting people to the tropics. So I got some brothers out there that are doing a great job named Baba, Kevin, and Tevin. I'm gonna go out there and build with them. We're going to try to get a gym out there where I can come out there and I can train people on, meditation. We can work out 3 days a week at the gym. And we can also, we're going to have abundant fruits and making fruit smoothies and, maybe a light sauteed meal and have you on like a fruit detox where you can come detox, fast, work out, train, and then go back to your families a better expression of life. And that's what I really want to do. And so it takes support, and it takes big donators if I can get some. Like I said, I don't really want to be known to where I have 1 million followers or so, because I'm not trying to I don't want my own bank account. I don't want this is why it's important that I have my goddesses that's doing those things, because I don't want to be, that's how men like myself get messed up, when you try to own too much or have too much, especially when you're doing the right things. If you're not finna be like the other people that's gonna go spend money with them, buy Gucci, buy Lamborghinis, and spend money in their system and try to help them keep us mentally oppressed in some way and use their dollars. If you're going to take it and try to do something right and try to live in harmony with the tropics, build land, and try to tell people that's where they should be and that we should detach from the system, then they're going to come looking for you at some point if you got too much going on. So, you know, I'm cool with a, cool 100,000 followers, something like that. But that's the goal, and that's what I really want to do, and that's what's important. So remember, you are a water-based being. You are a carbohydrate, and if your body cannot turn it into a liquid, you can't use it. Even when you come into this world, and I'm going to go over this for you real quick, even more in detail. When you come into this world, this is why you can't give a baby solid food, because they don't have teeth to turn the food into a liquid. Once a baby starts getting teeth, they can turn it into a liquid better, but you're still not giving them as solid food, right? Because the body can only assimilate and absorb what it can turn into a liquid, because you are a water-based carbohydrate being, and every element, every mineral must be attached to that carbohydrate structure. So, let me go over this in nature. When you see a spider, what does a spider do? A spider turns an insect into a liquid smoothie, drinks the blood. When a lion eats the meat, each organ is 80% water. It's getting nothing but carbohydrates. Boom. When a cow eats the grass, it chews up the grass as much as it can into a liquid. Whatever it can't turn into a liquid, you will see come back out into the grass. Everything, when a snake swallows its prey whole. Its stomach turns that whole being into a liquid substance, and everything that it cannot turn into a liquid, you will see come back out the snake. This is true for every single animal. Every animal is a carbohydrate, water-based being. And everything that is, and this is how we keep Earth. This is why Earth is eternal, is because what happens is that everything you eat from the Earth, everything solid goes back to the Earth. You only keep in the liquids. You only keep in the air and the water. You only keep in air. You see, every element can be expressed as a oxygen. It can be expressed as a gas or a liquid. So you can get the same elements, like when you say carbon dioxide, that's carbon in the form of air. You see, when we say carbohydrate, that's carbon in the form of water. When we say carbon dioxide, that's carbon in the form of rock. So you're not here to keep any rocks. You're here to give all the rocks back and elevate your body. You see? So everything you eat, everything solid that your body cannot digest, it goes back to the earth. Everything liquid you keep. Everything that your body can assimilate from that carbohydrate structure will be assimilated into the body to cause DNA activation of the mind, body, and soul of this melanated body. And so when you eat anything from nature in its raw natural state, in its raw DNA state, you're getting a DNA complete food. You're getting a carbohydrate DNA complete food that goes into the body and activates this sleeping DNA. Remember, you have sleeping, unawakened DNA. How do you think you're going to activate it? You activate this through exchanging with nature, through exchanging by bathing in the sun, jumping in the oceans, by grounding on the earth, and eating other DNA from life itself, eating the simplest DNA that you can eat, which is fruit. So every time you eat this fruit, this DNA goes into your body to activate different levels of different expressions of yourself. To prove it, when you start eating, if you go right now, if you do a fruit fast and start working out, the body transforms. This is the DNA taking on a different structure. It's taking on a different transformation. You're not going to take a pencil or a knife and cut on abs and cut off the weight. You can, but that's not going to change the biology. But when you eat a certain type of way, your biology, your form, you remember that you are an energy that has taken shape. You are an energy that has taken form. And so you want to stay in complete geometry with yourself. And so when you eat a certain type of way, you do yoga, you work out, and you meditate, the body takes its best, it takes its sacred geometry. It takes form. It takes shape. It takes a shape that expresses light, that expresses harmony, that expresses love. And people can see, like, oh, you look like you don't lost weight. Your skin like it's glowing, girl. Like, oh, nice legs, girl. You can see the energy expressing itself. But that's just the physical aspect. And so some people have mastered and have put cheat codes into mastering the physical aspects where they are fast and they eat meat and they can work out and look good, but still they catch heart disease at 45 in the gym. The reason why is because it's still an inside job. You can't see the arteries. You can't see the atoms, the tissues, the cells within you. They're still clogged with this toxin energy from the animals and the animal products and the dead energy, because you are a living being that cannot assimilate death. Living cells, living atoms, living tissues, a living mind, a living soul, living emotions cannot assimilate the energy of dead food. It's vibrating way too low. And you are the highest vibrational being on the planet. So how dare you put that into the body? The body gets mad every time and responds in such a way. So it's time we love ourselves completely, 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 family. And we got to do this for each other. We got to do this for the world. You got to do this. You got to honor creation. Honor creation with your temple. That's in every book. Honor creation with your body. Eternity has given you the perfect gift, the most advanced body on the planet, the human body. You honor creation by how you grow this organism, by how you express, by how you transform this mind, by how you transform the heart, by how you transform the cells, the atoms, the tissues within it. This is how you honor life. Life gave you a human body and a planet full of food that activates the human body, that transforms it. It gave you a human body with sunlight that transforms the human body. It gave you a human body with water that transforms the human body. It gave you a human body on the earth that grows beautiful fruits that smell sweet, that taste sweet, that go into the body and nourish you, and nourish the mind and transform you. It's already set up for eternity. Your job is to honor creation and show them how great of a vessel you can be. How clean of a body you can be, how perfect your geometry can be, how in shape your mind, mood, behavior, how in shape the body, mind, and soul can be in harmony with the circle of exchange of life. That's your whole purpose. Everything else is a complete distraction. And if you just look at any other species, that's all they trying to do until you go kidnap them and put them in a zoo or put them in a cage and make them your pet. If you don't do that, they trying to exchange with life, transform their nations, and transform their families. And if you just look, we've been given the biggest heart on the planet, and we're misusing it. We have the ability to love lions. We have the ability to go to predators and give them... There's no other species that's going up hugging lions, hugging jaguars, swimming with sharks, and recording it, because we have a different mental, emotional, physical, divine connection with life, where our compassion can override these predators. Our compassion can override the toxins in animals. Our compassion, our heart, our mind can override the anger, the frustration, the violence in a predator that was sent here to slay another animal. That's the power of the human. Overriding sharks and killer whales and lions and alligators. Overriding species that other animals fear their lives from. Overriding them and showing them the purest love to where they will love us back. Override so much to where some of these animals are even trying to speak human languages, just trying to communicate with us. That's our power. We are not here to abuse other nations and eat them and consume them. We're not here to consume death. We're high vibrational beings. We're here to transform these nations and unite these nations and unite each other, and to transform life and to be good gardeners of creation. You are the gardener of eternity. You are the gardener of the earth realm. You are here to grow the self. You are here to grow the cells, the atoms, the tissues of this realm. You are here to help grow the other nations, help grow the other plants, the insects, the animals in your own being, because you can bring the most consciousness, you can bring the most harmony, you can bring the most peace, you can bring the most health, you can bring the most love, you can bring the most compassion, you can bring the most insight, you can bring the most manifestation. You can bring the most elevation, the most grounding. You can bring structure. You can bring the most loyalty. You can bring the most understanding. Or you can bring the most chaos, calamity, disease, destruction, hate, abuse, stress, calamity to all life around. Dry fasting, been talking too much. That's what's important, family. So I'm going to get up off of here, man. I've been talking long enough, I believe. I got another video I want to do, but I kind of tapped into that a little bit, the power of the mind. But it's very important. And this is why we can't love each other. It's impossible for us to show true love in a toxic state. You got to understand, just like everything else, there's a duality to it. There's a duality to the oneness of life, meaning that love can be healing or it can be toxic. So when people say they in love, they're right, just in a toxic love. Our families are in a toxic love with this system, and a toxic love with these shows and this environment and this entertainment and this lifestyle. We're in a toxic love lifestyle, not a healthy love lifestyle. So we just can't go around saying I love. We got to say I'm in a toxic love, because you got to know it. Toxic love means that you're loving in a way that doesn't nourish your own mind, body, and soul. That doesn't nourish your thoughts, emotions, and action. You're in a toxic love, meaning that you're disconnected from the natural exchange of life, disconnected from being a natural human being. You in love with being something else other than human. You in love with being a battery. We in love with being a slave. We in love with dead toxic food. We in love with Snickers and candies and pig ass and bacon. We're in a toxic love. We're at war with life, and we call it love. Toxic. At war with our own body, and we call it love. At war with your own mind, and calling it love. When you eat flesh, when you eat artificial food, when you eat dead things that do not nourish you, you already showing that you hate yourself no matter what you say. This is what the action, it's like, I love myself, then I grab some bacon, I grab some ice cream, and I eat it. Your action just showed your thoughts, no matter what you say. So it's showing that I don't have enough love to truly care about the cells, atoms, and tissues that make up my own body. So there's no way I'm going to have enough love to care about yours. Just think about that. If a person does not have enough love to love their own heart, their own cells, their own tissues, their own brain, their own organism, in a way that will cause them to express the best version of themselves, if they don't love that, then there's no way they can express that type of love to you. Because they don't love it for themselves yet. They in love in their way, in a toxic way. I call it fish love. Meaning that people who are in love with fish, you are in a toxic reality. You are in a toxic love. Because this is how you love. I love the fish, but the fish didn't benefit from it. You killed the fish. The ocean didn't benefit from it, but you say you love the fish. So the ocean didn't benefit from it. The fish didn't benefit from it, and you're not going to benefit from it, but you love it. So the fish going to give you clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and lower your vibration. You killed the fish, and you didn't add anything to helping the water get anything back. So you love in a way that's toxic, in a way that you receive everything not good for you, and you still not give anything back. So where nobody got nothing out of the situation and you call it love. That's fish love. And loving in a way to no one gets nothing out of the situation. You didn't get nothing out of it. The fish didn't get nothing out of it. The ocean didn't get nothing out of it. Life didn't get nothing out of it. You just enjoyed the moment for pleasure. That's toxic love. And this is how we love ourselves. We love ourselves in a lifestyle in a way that is nourishing a system before nourishing our own bodies, our own minds, and our own souls, and our own unity. We go out and we nourish Gucci, we nourish Macy's, we nourish Sears, we nourish McDonald's, we nourish Burger King's, we nourish Kroger's, we nourish all these pharmaceutical markets. We nourish these situations before nourishing our own unity and harmony with life, before nourishing our own mind, bodies, and souls, before nourishing our own organs. This is a toxic love. And this ripples throughout your life in relationships, friends, events, places you tend to, and where you think you should be in life, and your perception of your belief. All of us have a perception, but most of us, our glasses are completely stained. You can't see nothing out of those glasses. You need to cleanse the lenses. You got to cleanse the body. You got to cleanse the soul. You got to cleanse the eternal network so you can truly see with the perception you were designed to see with. You must remarry life. You must remarry the circle of life. You must remarry truth. You must remarry loving yourselves completely. You must remarry nourish yourself completely because you've divorced yourself. We've divorced ourselves from a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy soul, a healthy human expression, living in harmony with the natural resources around us that cause us to thrive and exist and allow us to build and to communicate the way we have. So we must remarry the sun. We must remarry the earth. We must remarry the waters. We must remarry the breath. We must remarry our connection with life, our connection with the animals, the trees, the plants, and all of existence. We must remarry our exchange with Akasha, with creation, with the living library of earth. Earth is a living library which grows things for all of creation to understand her in greater detail. So when she grows grass for the cows to understand her in greater detail. When she grows nuts and seeds, she grows these things for the animals that eat them to understand her in greater detail. When she grows fruits, she grows them for us to understand the tree of life, for us to understand the tree of information and exchange with life and exchange DNA and consciousness and to activate us and to activate this software we call the human body. The living library of creation. Everything you eat is like a living book or a dead one. The book of life or the book of death. Everything you eat. It goes into this body, this software called the human body, and the body reads the information and sends and assimilates the instructions and gives back what needs to be given back to the life to exchange. If you cannot take in oxygen and give it back, you will die. You will transform to the grave. Nature will have to create another expression of life. If you cannot drink liquids from the nature and give it back and urinate, you will die. And even if you fast, you will find you will still urinate because you got to understand that your body's going to break everything down to carbohydrates. So even if you don't eat food, it's going to take fat in your body. It's going to break it down into its simplest form, which is carbohydrates, and you're still going to get carbohydrates. It's no getting without carbohydrates. You're going to get it from the air, the water, the sun, or your body going to make it from its damn self. You're going to get it, period. You're going to get you some carbohydrates. That's what the body wants. And so when you're starving yourself and the body can't do this because it's plagued with disease, then you start to be dismantled. You start to decompose. You start to deteriorate. And this is where we become distressed. You got to love ourselves completely, family. So it's been much love. I'm about to go ahead and tap off here real quick. Like I've been saying, I'm going to go over it one more time for the things I offer. Like I say, right now I'm in Atlanta. I'm offering personal training in person. For those who want to train, it'll come with my cleanse. I have a 7-day parasite cleanse, and which is a 7-day smoothie parasite cleanse with a fruit fast to help you cleanse out the parasites and help you cleanse your internal world so you can take back over your body more naturally, because as long as you have parasites within you, you have too many, it's going to be hard for you to control your cravings that you're having. So you got to clean those out because they take over the host, they take over your mind, they take over your mood, they take over your behavior and cause you to nourish the parasite instead of nourishing yourself. So you want to cleanse those out the first week, and then it follows up with a nutritional guide for 6 weeks, but you can really do it for a lifestyle. For the most part, all you really need for any person that is trying to have a healthy lifestyle is fruits, greens, and mushrooms. As long as you have plenty of those every day, you're going to have everything you need, and don't listen to nobody else bullshit, period. It's that simple. Everything else is bullshit. You're talking to a living scientist. You're talking to the living word. You're talking to a living mind. So I really don't care what nobody else is saying. I'm my own doctor. I'm my own scientist. I'm my own alchemist. I'm eternity expressing itself at a very high vibration. I really don't care for too many people, other sciences. I don't did my own research. I don't did my field research. I've been across the world. I've been in different jungles across the world. I've been with different shamans. I've been with different alkaline chefs. I've been with different philosophers. I've been with biologists across the world. I've been with scientists. And these people, once they talk with me, they are never disagreeing. It's only the people I meet online disagreeing with my information. So really don't really care for it too much. I don't did the work, family. I don't did the journey. I don't did the shaman journey. I'm the Messiah. I'm the guru. I'm the ascended Smurf. I'm the shaman. I don't did the whole journey through the tops of the mountains, to the bottoms of the valleys, to the oceans, to the rivers across the world. I don't did what I could to acquire everything that I know right now. So I really don't really care for everything else. I bring truth. I bring love. I bring peace. Anybody that want to support everything I'm doing, please inbox me. Like I said, I got a natural birth. I need 200 for by the end of the week, and then I want to start. I'm going to Honduras I'm getting a flight to Honduras beginning of July. I'm going to go there. We're going to build for about 2 months, and I'm going to come back here for the birth. So I'm going to build there for about 2 months, try to get this gym situation started so we can have